Hello my friend, welcome in LightCode channel and welcome in a new lesson. Today in this tutorial you will learn how to create middleware and how to use it in Laravel 9 applications. Simply Laravel middleware filter all the HTTP requests in Laravel based on the project. For example, when the user is doing any request, that time middleware check user is logged in or not, and redirect the user to the right page or access the right page. In this tutorial, we will check if the year which user sent for the application correct or not. But first of all, let me show you how middleware is work. For example, if user send a request, any request, the middleware here check if the request or user has permission. Then it will have the permission to access the data. If not the permission, the request will be denied. Now go to start and dirty your hand by writing code. We have 6 steps. We'll do them one by one. Step 1, create a middleware, and for now, if we create a middleware, we go to the VS Code here and create a middleware. Here we need to new command line and execute this command php artisan make for us middleware and name it check, for example, check here middleware, and hit enter. It created for us a new middleware in the app HTTP. After that middleware, and here this a new middleware class middleware. After that we need to register middleware in kernel PHP file, then go back to the VS Code and go to the kernel, and here you can see here many options of middleware here, middleware group, and we need route middleware. We need this group of middleware. Set name for this our middleware, for example, called it check here, and then indicate the class /app and /http, and then middleware search for check middleware, this middleware, and colon class and comma. We now registered the new middleware. After that we need to create let me turn off my mobile. Okay. Now go to the here, and step 3, we need to implement the logic in middleware in the check here file class. Here go to the check here this. Here we need to add the logic, implement the logic. So we will write this code. If the $$ request has this word year and $$ request year equal, for example, 18. Collaborators, copy this, Control X and set it here, Control V. If the request has year and the year equal 18, it will be give us permission to access the data. Else if or not, return response, any response, any response, and then view, for example, view, and name it the view, for example, home. We will create this later. Now we come back to the picture. Step 4, create a controller, and then we go to the VS Code and create a controller. For example, by executing this PHP artisan make controller, make it, for example, user my controller and hit enter. It create for us a new controller here, controller, home controller, my controller. In this we create a new public function, for example, public function, and name it, for example, show. I'll use it in the type, show, and calibrate. Return for us this permission, this freeze, hello, and communicate, hello, Mr. Hello, anyone, hello, you are logged in. We need to access this data here. Now we go back to the web file and create the route. For example, route colon, for example, get parentheses. What happened here? This my VS Code does not work fine. For example, name it user, and then our controller here, bracket, what is naming our controller? Our controller, let me, my controller, we set here my controller, let me controller, my controller, yes, this, and then calling a class. After that, we indicate the show function, show class. What happened? My controller. Yes, you need a comma here, and then semicolon. We need to set a middleware here. We add the middleware helper. For example, let me set a middleware here. I create a mistake. Let me check it. Oops, I will mistake here. Must be capital route. Excuse me, route here. Middleware. We need to set a middleware. Middleware, and we set here name of the middleware. We'll add it here in kernel. This, I copy this name here from this, Control C, and go back to the web route and set it here, and semicolon. We create a route and name it user, and call the user my controller, for example. I think my controller. Let me check controller, my controller. Controller class. This is my mistake here and here. Let me user, my controller. I make mistake. Must be solve this. My controller. Class. And I will comma show, indicate show. Okay, this everything is fine. Yes, my controller. What happened this here? Need a bracket here, and everything is correct, I think. Where is my controller? My controller is here. Then we need to go to the browser, and after that we need to start the exam for create local server. It's created. Now go back to the VS Code, and here kernel we not need it, and my controller, and check here return. If you let me change it JSON, and here you do not have required, for example, permission, and semicolon. Response will be here. Okay, we need to upload our project on the server, PHP local server, RT son serve, and click enter. make mistake, as name as uses controller, project artisan serve, to string conversation, protected function, get response, JSON response. Let me check. Okay, my friend, I make mistake here. I go back to resolve this mistake. This take many time, and now I resolve this problem. I make mistake here. It must be get. This will be correct. Anything? Yes, this must be get. After that, we go back to my controller, and we need to access to this freeze and check here. I will create a new view. I called it back view. For example, I'll go to the resources and views. Here we create a new file, called it back view. I will copy this, Ctrl+C for this here, and set it here, Ctrl+V, back. Let me write it, view and the blade .php, and here, for example, h2 and h2, and here we will set this phrase, you do not have required what happened? Required IRD permission. Okay, you do not have required permission. Now we need to go back to the exam and go back to the PHP artisan serve. It will restart it. I make mistake again. I'll go back to the correct it. What happened? Clear. What happened here? Project family Symfony. Get me. Okay, I resolved the problem. After we write this code, we upload our project on the server. Now you need to go to the browser and test our project. We'll name it this here, this route user. So we go to the browser and set user URL and question mark, and set the year. Then if it equals 17 and hit enter, you do not have any required permission. This tell us we do not have any permission. If change it to 18, for example, and set hello, you logged in. This show that that our project work fine. If we set 18 here, the middleware will check it here by this logical, implemented this logical. If request has year and the year equal 18, it will access it give us a permission to access this page, this my controller, this freeze. If not, it will be redirect us to this page, and this page show this quiz for us. I think this enough for this episode. Forgive me for make many mistake, but the mistake in the programming language is the common things that happen anytime and anywhere. Thank you for watching, and learn more from our mistakes. Our mistakes may be useful to you. If our mistake is useful to you, please support us by share, like, and subscribe. And also, if in this episode useful to you, also support us again by subscribe and share and like. See you later in a new lesson. Goodbye.